FM.
Good evening with your evening newscast. My name is Joshua Van Slegman. The government's new draft oil law is proposing to arm the Natural Resources Minister with the power to waive the payment of royalty that will apply to new production sharing agreements. We confirmed with two tax specialists that the foregoing provision will therefore give the minister the power to waive the payments of royalty in the new oil blocks. The grounds for following such remission as plausible rather were not outlined in the new law but can be refined in regulations to which the minister has authority in determining. Another important point of note is that this very provision also exists in the Petroleum Exploration and Production Act of 1986, which means it therefore applies to the ExxonMobil operated Stabroek block, where a 2% royalty is being paid. In other news, Vice President Barrett Jagdeo last evening disclosed that if the rape allegations leveled against Minister of Local Government and Regional Development Nigel Darmlar are true, the minister will have to face the consequences. Minister Darmlal is accused of raping and sodomizing a 16-year-old indigenous girl. Notably, we were reliably informed that an official report was made to the police by the teen girl in the company of an officer from the Child Care Protection Agency. On Monday evening, the police confirmed that an investigation was launched into the allegation and that the minister was arrested when he turned up to the Brickdam police station. He was subsequently released on $1 million bail. In other news, police in Region 7 are currently investigating the alleged rape of a 5-year-old girl by a 25-year-old man, which occurred on Monday. Reports are that the child reported what happened to her relatives, who then made a report to the police the following day. Police shared that the suspect has since been arrested and has admitted to the act. He is in custody pending the charges. An alleged victim who endured years of sexual harassment by a senior PPP government official has told Kaieteur that the accuser once told her while she was still a student, that he would sleep with her in 3 years. Luckily, a change of government in 2015 not only rescued her from constant sexual harassment, but saved the victim from falling into any trap that the official might have had planned for her. In an exclusive interview with Kaieteur, the alleged victim said the official was a permanent secretary at the time and said she first met him in 2012. The full details can be read in today's Kaieteur News. In other news, amid a blackout of official press conferences and growing concerns by media houses, President Irfan Ali on Wednesday committed to hosting a news conference upon his return from an unofficial overseas visit. The head of state declined to respond to questions put to him yesterday on the sidelines of the opening of the Good Hope Secondary School on the east coast of Demerara. He told Kaieteur that he was running late for an urgent meeting and would host a press conference, quote unquote, soon. He did not indicate when he was expected to travel or return. And for the second time since 2014, the Caribbean Court of Justice on Wednesday commenced its second sitting in Guyana. The CCJ is Guyana's final appellate court, which settles dispute in both civil and criminal appeals. The 2-day hearing of the CCJ is being held at the Arthur Chong Conference Center. In his address, the president of the CCJ, Justice Adrian Saunders, highlighted that this sitting marks the first in-person hearing of the CCJ for quite some time. He explained that even before the COVID-19 pandemic, the CCJ was in the habit of making liberal use of the court's technology in order to facilitate virtual court hearings. We tell you now that 41-year-old Maylene Cordavo, a Venezuelan national who is presently serving a 6-month sentence for operating a brothel, was on Wednesday charged with 9 counts of trafficking in persons. Trafficking in persons referred to a crime whereby traffickers exploit and profit at the expense of adults or children by compelling them to perform labor or exchange in commercial sex. And finally, at this time, at the recent opening of bids at the National Procurement and Tender Administration Board, it was revealed that the reconstruction of the Western Hog Island Primary School in Region 3 will be done at an estimated cost of $53.9 million. We understand that the school is an old structure and has begun to deteriorate over the years. Hence, proposals have been made for a new one. And with that, we've come to the end of your evening newscast on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. For these stories and much more, head across to our website at www.kaieteur.com. Join us tomorrow at 7 a.m. for your first major newscast for the day. Until then, have a great remainder of your Thursday evening. Encourage you to continue to listen to us here on Kaieteur Radio. I'm Joshua Van Slegman. Thank you for joining us.
Want value for your advertising dollar? Then place your ads on Kaieteur Radio's newscasts. Streamed live on 6 different mediums, reaching hundreds of thousands. Advertise today and watch your dollar grow. Call us on 225-8465 or 226-8210 today.
Welcome to the National Outlook on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. I'm GHK Lal. It's Thursday, June 22nd. A little story here from last Thursday's Kaieteur News. Victoria Nursery School compound overrun with bushes. And they have a little picture here. Here is it. I don't know if you can see it. That's that green area. It's the nursery school. And I think those 4-year-olds would want to scamper about in a nice, smooth area. Victoria is a country area. There's a probability of snakes crawling around there. Not good for the children, not good for the teachers, not good for parents, not good for anybody. So why isn't the compound being kept like how we have the city, where the president goes out and clean and we have the work crews coming in front of my house and other parts of the city? Good things, mind you. Why can't we do that in Victoria? Is it out of sight? But as was reported in the news, the contents of that article, 2 things happened. And they tell you where our mentality is, and it revisits something that we talked about early in the week. They came and they fixed some doors and locks in that same school on the Saturday before the local government election the following Monday. Yes, that was done. There were some things that had to be fixed, and they fixed that. Local politics and elections and putting on the best face always happen around elections time, where they come to woo you. Look how we're looking after you. The PNC was in power, it did the same thing, so it can't be spared. The PPP is even better, the PNC at it. And that, look, we're going to give you some money and we're going to do this. And by the way, we're going to do this and that and the other if you put us back in charge of this area. Vote for us. It all comes down to that. Naked politics, raw politics, ugly politics. They don't know you. They don't know, well, I don't want them to know me. I could care less about them. They don't know you, the ordinary man and woman, until they need your votes. That's when they need you. And they come and they fix things. Why couldn't they have fixed that yard where those little children are scampering about? What's so hard about that? What could have been so difficult to do? What could have been so expensive? The PPP spent tens of millions of dollars, most likely hundreds of millions of dollars, all told, in the last, to sell itself for the last local government elections. It couldn't spend $40,000 to $50,000 to $60,000 to get that yard weeded, maybe a little more, and give it a nice, smooth looking face. What does that tell you? It tells you that we, the Guyanese people, are being used. We are seen as conveniences, necessary conveniences to be taken care of during election times. And after that, we are seen as nuisances. Well, they call people like me critics and scaremongers and whatever else. I could care less. But the issue is fix the thing. Fix this store, fix this area here. If you can't fix that, what can you fix? If you can fix the locks and leave that alone, where's your head? Is it you're trying to give the appearance in case the media comes there so everybody has a smooth passage and there's nothing to quarrel about or complain about or pick upon? Or as the vice president might say, nitpick? Come on, we can do better than this. Folks, we can do better than this. We have to. Or else we're going to we'll be stuck in the swamp and the cesspit that we have been for the last 60 years. Fix that Victoria Nursery School compound, please, and all the other ones. I'm GHK Lalo on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. You are listening to the National Outlook.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
This is exactly where oil companies want politicians to focus. Instead of opposition leader Aubrey Norton work on ExxonMobil, forget them back on the renegotiation table so that he can feed the starving nation, including his supporters. He on the streets, in the hot midday sun, walking on the GCOM chair, Claudette Singh. Is this for real? 65-year-old Ray Daggers walked from Molson Creek in Berbice to Charity on the Essequibo coast, protesting that criminal oil contract with Exxon. All for bringing awareness to this nation. One would have thought that Aubrey Norton and his crew would have joined that protest to work upon Exxon. But he and them was nowhere to be seen.
We can walk and say, 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 we can walk and say.
I'm Rachel. I'm Rachel. We gon' work for shit. I'm Rachel. We gon' food do shit. I'm Rachel. We gon' food do shit. I'm Rachel. We gon' work for I'm Rachel.
Exxon reaping, raping and robbing every single living and unborn Guyanese every day of our oil wealth. A set of other foreign companies doing the same thing with our other natural resources. And this opposition leader doesn't want to work on that. He work on Claudette Singh, a Guyanese. Gosh, are you help me to understand these people that call themselves leaders? Better come alive before 2025. If not, Exxon and these leaders will skin all of you alive, one by one. Have a nice day.
We can walk and say, 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 we can walk and say.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5 FM. Kaieteur Radio.
You guys know by constantly listening and watching to someone, you could read their mind? Yes, it's true. I got twin grandsons, 6 years old. And when I leave the house, they say bye-bye, Papa. As soon as I out the door, they say bye, Glenlal. When I turn back and catch them and give them a little choke, they say, sorry, Papa, sorry. But when I look into their eyes and the grin on their faces, I know as soon as I go out the gate, they would say, bye, Glenlal, which they always do. I watch and listen to Bara Jagdeo for so long that I could read him like my grandsons. Every time he opens his mouth to speak on an issue, I could tell you his next sentence with the twisted games in his mind and the scheme he up to. The government advertised the Marriott for sale. People sent in bids, and he said they were too low. When he was asked why he's selling the hotel, he said they were only testing the waters to see the value of the hotel. I did a 4-part TikTok series to show how they want to huff that hotel out of our hands. He went again and asked the same set of companies to rebid. Only 2 of them rebid. After all, if you hear government just testing waters, you're wasting time and energy on something not up for sale. Now he's saying they're going to sell it to one of the 2 companies. That is what he wanted all along. That hotel was built with scampishness in mind from day one to huff it out. Go back and read the Kaieteur News. The whole plan is there before they lay the first block on that hotel. Wait, the hotel gone. Gone from my hand. Watch in a couple of years, and you will see the true owners who it will be transferred to. I don't know. You better get alive before 2025 and shut this country down. If not, they will skin you and bury you alive. Have a nice day.
Kaieteur Radio.
Covering Guyana from coast to coast.
Demerara and Essequibo 99.1 FM.
Berbice 99.5